And this is the Neighborhood Food Pantries of DuPage HarvestFest 2020. The tailgate is here, and we want to thank you for joining us tonight live during this virtual event. You know, we're doing this a little bit differently, but the goal is the same. I'm wearing number 40 for Gail Sayers in memory of him, since he passed away this year. And hopefully you're all wearing your favorite jerseys of your favorite teams. And, you know, we're going to try to win tonight too. So our goal is, we've got 4 quarters here. We're in the first quarter. This is the kickoff to the first quarter. We're going to have a second quarter, a third quarter, and a fourth quarter. But what it all comes down to is donations and money and your generosity, because what you give here tonight is what runs this food pantry out in West Chicago and the 7 food pantries that they have scattered across DuPage County. We have Warrenville, we have Wayne, we have Glendale Heights, Bloomingdale, and there's one more in there somewhere. I don't want to forget it. I'll come back to that later. But key thing is, your donations are so meaningful, and such a little bit goes a long way. Take a look at this cart, for example. This is what a family of 5 can live off of for a week. A family of 5, what do you think this would cost? I mean, if you went to the grocery store, you're talking about maybe a couple $100. You got fresh strawberries, you got raspberries, you got potatoes and salads and dry goods, and you've got juices, you know, all kinds of things for a family. Children, eggs, poultry, you name it. Fresh meat, fresh fish, and a cart like this is only $5. $5 of your money will buy a cart like this for an entire family. So throughout the evening, we're going to have a common theme. We all want you to have a great time. We want you to be clicking on the website. We have live auction items. There's going to be a 15-minute period for each of those live auctions. We're going to try to hit those times. This is a live virtual event, by the way. We're also going to have this moment in the evening around halftime. It's called our Fund a Cause, and it's when you have the chance to just give from your heart. You're not getting anything in return. You're not winning an auction item. You're just giving to the food pantry. And we're always looking for volunteers. So think about that tonight. Another thing that you might want to think about is giving the money to the Fund a Cause throughout the night. You don't have to wait for halftime. You can go to the link and give at any time. So if you want to give that $5 to buy a grocery cart like this, or 20 or more, and I'm going to tell you what different nominations will buy a family throughout the evening, but just do it at any time. You don't have to wait for me to get to halftime to do that. What we're going to do right now is we're going to kick this off to the invocation for Pastor Dave Elliott. He's going to give us that, and we're going to have a welcome message from Vice Chair Jan Bryan, and you can roll the video now.
The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the communion of the Holy Spirit be with you all. And let us pray. We give you thanks, O God, creator of the universe, for you have enriched our lives with every good and perfect gift. You have commanded us to show your splendor to our children, and you have invited us to praise you with lives of justice and joy and love. We humbly thank you for your goodness to us and to all that you have made. We praise you for your creation, for keeping us and all things in your care, and for all the blessings of life that you have bestowed upon us, especially in this time. We seek to provide the nourishment and food for all your children, and for those who may not know where their next meal comes from. May all know that every good gift comes from you. By your holy prophet Jeremiah, you taught your ancient people to seek the welfare of the cities to your care, particularly here in northern DuPage, that they may be kept free from strife and hunger. We ask for your safety and care, and for the strength of purpose and concern for others, that we may create here a community of justice and peace where your will may be done. Almighty God, you have called us to labor in your vineyard, and without you, we can do nothing. Grant your gracious presence at this harvest fest and dinner, held at tables both near and far tonight, that what we do will build up your whole church. Let your Spirit direct us, that we may indeed fill the world with your love in all that we say and do. And here tonight, Lord, bless this food and help us to receive it with thankful hearts. By your Spirit, nourish our love for one another and for our neighbors in need. This we pray through Jesus Christ, our Savior and Lord. Amen.
Good evening, and welcome to our first ever virtual HarvestFest dinner auction. We hope you will enjoy our ultimate tailgate as we come together to support local families in need. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jan Bryan, and I have been Vice Chair of the NFP Board of Directors since 2016. First of all, I'd like to give a big thank you to the team of volunteers, board members, and staff who have worked so hard to make this event a success. I know that there were many long hours and a few headaches involved in reinventing this event, which is our largest fundraiser for the year. But more importantly, on behalf of all of us at NFP, I want to thank each of you for joining us tonight. You are essential to carrying out NFP's core mission, which is providing efficient food distribution to people in need throughout northern DuPage County. This past year brought a lot of changes within our organization. Our previous executive director, Tom Norton, retired last November, and later tonight you will get to meet Kate Monteleone, our new executive director. Kate brings a wealth of nonprofit experience and has been a tremendous asset during this most unusual year. As we shared last year, our new pantry in West Chicago, where the team is broadcasting tonight, opened the week before our HarvestFest event. Since opening, the average number of households served in West Chicago increased by approximately 25% before the impact of the pandemic set in. Our location in Glendale Heights, which opened 2 years ago, increased from 50 visits per month as a mobile site to 150 households at this time last year, and is now serving more than 300 households on average each month. And we are excited to share that we have just added our newest pantry location at Bloomingdale Church. You will be hearing more about this addition over the next few months, including volunteer opportunities, hours, and how to help the families that they serve. Thank you all so much for your support. Enjoy the program, and don't forget to check out our auction items.
Game continue. We're now in the middle of the first quarter here, and we've got big stuff coming up here. This is the point where we get to our first live auction item. Now, I want you to make sure you're looking at the screen right now, and you are signed into the auction software. I'm going to go through some notes here. The links have been sent out to you. Bid on the Galena house. That's our first item. Just like the silent auction, but this is only open until 7:15. So you're going to bid on this just like the silent auctions, but this one is only going to be open until 7:15. So that's only another 7 minutes. So you got to start bidding on that. We want to see your bids. Bid. I'm going to tell you about the Galena house. It's a wonderful time. I bid on it last year. Brought the family. Had a terrific time. We had our 11-year-old there. He loved the hot tub. We played. There's a pool table. It's set in the woods in Galena. Just a gorgeous property. You're going to love it. You're going to go into town, and it's such a charming town, Galena. It's a great. If you're going to bid on anything tonight for the family, this is a great one to bid on. It's a 2-night stay for up to 8 people, and you can use the Galena house up until May 16th of 2021. It has a private hot tub, as I said. There's a game room. There's a spacious living area. There's a fireplace stocked with wood. You'll feel like you're a million miles away from home. So, Galena house. We're going to bring some more up in the second and third and fourth quarter, your other live auction items. Now, as we keep the event moving along here, our next thing is our team trivia question. So, how is your team going to do tonight? We're going to let you know who wins the trivia portion of this evening. But the first question is coming up. And the rules were in your welcome packet, so check those out. You can email your answers to trivia@neighborhoodfp.org. That's trivia@neighborhoodfp.org. And the time matters. There's 4 questions. There's different topics, and max points are awarded to the first answer. Now, we have a surprise guest to kick off the trivia game. You may recognize this guy from Netflix or the movie Ron Burgundy, Anchorman. He was the voice of it. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You might be already guessing. And then followed by Dave Henderson, who will present our first Neighborhood Food Pantry Servant Award. Roll video.
Hello, I'm Bill Curtis. Welcome to all those supporting the neighborhood food pantries of DuPage. The first question is, Leonardo da Vinci's 15th century mural, The Last Supper, is located in what city?
Each year, we present the Neighborhood Servant Awards to a select few individuals, businesses, and organizations whose generosity and service to their neighbors in need. I'm excited to present the first Servant Award this year to long-term supporters Dave and Karen Lombardo. In the nonprofit world, we often talk about people who give their time, their talent, or their treasures to support our mission. Dave, Karen, and their family do all three. Whether it is organizing a team at our annual 5K run, answering our calls for financial support, or providing considerable pro bono services for our technology needs, Dave and Karen embody the true spirit of a neighborhood servant.
We're now in the second quarter, and the update on the Galena house is it's at about $700. You still have another 3 or 4 minutes to bid on the Galena house. But moving ahead into the second quarter, we're going to get on to our next live auction item. Also, remember to check out the silent auction items throughout the night. The silent auction closes at 8 p.m. And also remember, again, as I said earlier, you can always give to the Fund a Cause at any time during the night. Just click the link for that. But we'll have a special time period for that during halftime as we take a break for the Fund a Cause specifically. So do we have a winner for the Galena house yet? Are we going to? We have about 2 more minutes left. Okay, so we're moving on to our next auction item, which will be open until 7:30 p.m. That auction won't be, you can't bid on that. You can't bid on that for about 2 or 3 more minutes, but prepare for it. I'm going to tell you all about it. It is 8 Skybox tickets to the Chicago Bulls during the 2021 season, donated by Belmont Bank. Thank you, Belmont Bank, for that generous donation. And this includes food and beverages. Now, I know what you're already thinking. 2021, it's a Bulls game, NBA, COVID-19. Will we really have the season? Well, doesn't matter, because Belmont Bank is willing to also give you the 2021-2022 season. If the 2020, if next season doesn't work, they're going to give you the next season after that. So 8 Skybox tickets to the Chicago Bulls. The donor has confirmed that the prize can be transferred to that next season, like I said, so you push it all the way up to 22. And if the fans are allowed in the stadium, of course. And the bidding is online through the auction software, like you bid on the Galena house. So go to the auction software to start bidding on the Bulls. Again, 8 tickets, Skybox, Bulls, includes food and beverages, and the bidding starts at $1,000. So $1,000, do the math, $1,000, 8 tickets, that's not too bad. Galena house is now at $900. Is that our winner, or do we still have a minute or two left? We have 1 more minute. So the Galena house, everyone, now think about this. This is an auction item. We depend on these items to help buy these carts of groceries for the people throughout DuPage County. So you're not just buying a trip to Galena and this beautiful home set in the woods with a hot tub and a pool table and all kinds of bedrooms and a fireplace and great kitchen and all that good stuff. You're also giving somebody a meal. You're giving a family a meal. You're feeding a child. You're feeding a senior citizen. 1 out of 6 kids in DuPage County are in need. This is a place that has served up 2.2 million meals in just this last fiscal year. That's 2.6 million pounds of food. Think about that. Think of what goes in to taking the food from this pantry out of the coolers behind me and shipping it to homes. We have vans, we have drivers, we got to pay for gas. There's a lot involved here. Galena house is done. Final is what? $901, Stephen Mack. $901 sold to Stephen Mack in our first virtual live auction ever for the neighborhood food pantries of DuPage. Okay, so the Bulls auction is up. The 8 tickets for the Skybox, minimum bid $1,000. Food and beverages are included. And remember, if they don't play next season, you can bank it for the season after that. So they're backing it up from Belmont Bank. The bank is backing it up. All right, we are going to share with you now our next trivia question. We're at that moment. So we're going to give you the answer. Do we have a winner? Heather, do we have a winner? The Hedgehogs? So Team Hedgehogs, you have won the first trivia question. You answered correctly to the first trivia question. Leonardo da Vinci's 15th century mural, who, by the way, this question was read by my good friend and former colleague from CBS, legendary anchorman Bill Curtis, and he's going to come back and read some more for you. He did this out of the kindness of his heart because he cares about the neighborhood food pantries as well. So what he read to you was Leonardo da Vinci's 15th century mural, The Last Supper, is located in what city? And the answer was Milan, Italy. Go Team Hedgehogs, you won the first one. And now we present our next question, followed by a message from our executive director, Kate Monteleone.
Our next question is, what modern-day item made a cameo in the final season of Game of Thrones? Now, certainly you should know this.
Hi, I'm Kate Monteleone, Executive Director for Neighborhood Food Pantries, and I'm happy to be joining you for my very first HarvestFest this evening. I want to thank award-winning investigative reporter Dave Savini for hosting again this year. Dave was recently recognized with the Edward R. Murrow and Peabody Awards for his work on the 40-part series Unwarranted. Thank you, Dave. We are grateful for your compassion and concern for local families and children in need, and so glad you're here with us tonight. When I joined Neighborhood Food Pantries last December, I never dreamed that I would be working with this team to operate our pantries during a pandemic. It has been a very challenging time. Our pantry coordinators and volunteers have done an incredible job of keeping the pantries open to serve our neighbors in need, and no one has been turned away. Whether boxing up food for curb service, sanitizing surfaces, or routine health certification, our team has gone above and beyond the requirements to ensure that pantry guests, volunteers, and staff are safe during these times, and most importantly, have shown up every day to make sure that local families receive the food they need. Thank you for all your dedication. The generosity of our donors and friends motivates us every day and made it possible for our team to distribute a record 2.6 million pounds of food, or 2.2 million meals, for local families last year. Thank you for your generosity and dedication to serving neighbors in need. We could not succeed without each of you. As you can imagine, the pivot from a traditional dinner auction event to this virtual experience took creativity, leadership, and commitment. And I want to recognize and thank the HarvestFest committee, including board members Bob McNeese, Lee Prosh, Pam Lansford, and Martha Neville, plus community members Miriam Irie, Tony Calantoni, Kate Thomas, and Annie Kasak, and our staff, Lisa Pucklick and Heather Cash. Finally, I want to recognize our board of directors, who has remained steadfast through it all, whether driving our vans for food recovery, writing grant proposals, calling to thank donors, supporting our special events, or representing us in the community. You are truly the heart of our organization. Thank you to all of you who support our mission and our pantries this and every year. Enjoy the rest of the show.
All right, we're back here with a little break before halftime, and it's time to pull the balls for the lottery tree. And helping us is my wife, Shannon, who's also been a volunteer on tonight's event. We have a number of balls here, numbered 1 through 9, and then 0, so there's 10. She's going to pull 2 out of here, and we're going to find out who wins the lottery tree, all the lottery tickets. And Shannon, why don't you take the balls and go around over there and tell us which one. What's the first number? First number is 3. Now you got to put the 3 back in. So 3 across is the first number.
1.
3-1. Stephen Mack. Stephen Mack, you are the winner of the lottery tree. Can you see his name right there? You win this. So, good luck. Hopefully you win a lot of money here. How much, Heather, we've had people win how much in the past? Lots of money. Hundreds and hundreds. Some people won hundreds of dollars. So hopefully you're as lucky, Stephen Mack. Thank you for your contributions too. And everyone else who pitched in some money to buy a spot for the lottery tree. We sold it out even before the event began. So here, Shannon, why don't you take that? And we are going to move back over here. I'm in the heart of the pantry here at West Chicago. If I were to move these jerseys back, you will see that this room goes on and on. There's a massive walk-in freezer where carts like these are filled up and stored. People come in the front door. They come and get a cart. It's brought out to them. It's been refrigerated. Everything is sorted for them, from the meats to the fresh fruits to the frozen foods and the vegetables. So just imagine all of the people who pitched in to fill this pantry with this food. You've got canned chicken, you've got soup, you've got peaches, lots of canned tomatoes. It just goes on and on. Raisins. There's even sometimes snacks and sweets for kids, and sometimes people drop off toys and things, bikes, and they try to get them to people as well for special events. So, do we have I want to keep you updated on the auction too. Do we have any updates on the Bulls? I'm understanding that the 8 Skybox tickets that you guys can be bidding on right now while I'm talking, because that live auction is still open for another 6 or 7 minutes. We already had somebody bid $1,000, and we're waiting. We're at 1,100 now. So you want to go 1,100, 1,200? 1,100 is the bid right now. 12, 13, 14, that's a steal. You get this thing under 2,000, it's a steal. And again, remember, the money that you're spending tonight is going to feed families throughout DuPage County. And what better kind of way to give is that? So this is the Fund to Cause portion of the evening. And while I talk about that, keep bidding on the Bulls game and the 8 Skybox tickets. Remember, it's food and beverages as well for that Skybox. And it can be this season, this coming season, or the next season if for some reason the NBA isn't playing in front of live crowds. Okay. Fund to Cause. This is the time of the evening where we traditionally would bring up one of our pantry guests to speak. Often they give us testimonials about what it means to them to be a part of the pantry and to be aided by the pantry. We can't do that tonight because of the restrictions that we have. So bear with us. This is a virtual event. We're doing the best we can. You will hear from many of the pantry coordinators and volunteers and the guests of the pantry. And right now we're gonna have a little message from the board chairman of Neighborhood Food Pantries, Dave Henderson, and his wife, Sarah. They wanna kick off the next part of our program. Roll the tape.
Well, with this year's HarvestFest being all virtual, it's taken on a different structure and format. But I think the Fund to Cause effort is going to be more important than ever this year as part of HarvestFest. And Sarah and I are very excited to kick off the Fund to Cause with a $5,000 donation. We also have another anonymous donor who's agreed to give $5,000. So in total, we have $10,000 to get the Fund to Cause kicked off, and we would really appreciate your participation in helping us achieve a good goal. Thank you.
Well, if I heard that right, and I think I did, Dave Henderson and his wife Sarah just announced that they've given $5,000, and another anonymous $5,000 came in for a total of $10,000. This is what I'm talking about, people. When when you give, it really makes a difference. That 10,000 that just came in, that I believe just came in, puts us now at half our goal. And our goal, remember, we talked about why we're here tonight and with our goal. Our goal was to raise $60,000 tonight. We are now well over $30,000 as I'm speaking to you right now. And that's without the Bulls tickets being sold yet. And that was at $1,100 last time I heard. Do we have an update on the Bulls auction? Do we have, no, so we're still at 1,100? 4 minutes left on the Bulls Skybox tickets. We're at $1,100. Anybody want to bid $1,200, $1,150? Every dollar counts for us. We don't care how high you go up. To join Dave and Sarah in supporting our mission, you can go to the Fund a Cause section, like I've been talking about, and give. And if you'd rather write a check, there are envelopes provided in your welcome packet to do that as well. Now we'd like to share some messages from some of our pantry guests, volunteers, and pantry coordinators who keep everything running so smoothly around here every day. Roll the video.
Dave, Sarah, and our anonymous donor, thank you for your generous support. Each $5,000 donation will feed more than 250 families for a month.
Our partnerships with Northern Illinois Food Bank and local grocery stores bring our overall net cost to 3.9 cents for each pound of food we distribute.
Because of donors like you, last year we distributed more than 2.6 million pounds of food to families in need.
$2,500 will provide more than 60,000 pounds of food for our pantry.
All right, we have some breaking developments on our Fund a Cause. This just in to the food pantry newsroom. I'm excited to share that we have just received another anonymous $5,000 donation. That's our second $5,000 anonymous donation tonight. That puts us at over $35,000 now, folks. We're more than halfway to our goal. So we're still $25,000 short, but that extra $5,000 that just came in is what I'm talking about. And you don't have to give money like that. You don't have to give $5,000. 20, 35 bucks fills a cart. 40 bucks, 50 bucks, whatever you want to give, whatever you feel like whatever you feel comfortable giving. We'll take whatever you got because we're just going to give it right to somebody else. We're going to pass it on. So there's also some more development. You heard about the $2,500 in the last video that was given, and that provides 60,000 pounds of food. $2,500, folks, provides 60 pounds of food for our pantry guests. 60,000 pounds of food. Remember the anonymous donations of 5,000 each? Those are 120,000 pounds of food each by those two anonymous donations. Together, they're at 250,000 pounds. And this food pantry doled out 2.6 million pounds of food in the last fiscal quarter. And there is a great need out there, folks. I see it every day on the street. I'm an investigative reporter. I work for CBS News, but I go into some of the toughest areas all around our viewing area. And DuPage County has parts too that are in desperate need. And people who never thought they would be in need because of what's happening in our country right now because of COVID-19 and all the closures and people out of work. There's just such a need. It's a tumultuous time. I've never seen anything like it. So this is, if there's any time to give, if you have it and you want to give to help somebody else, tonight's the night. This is the place that could use it. People are lined up here every day. So please keep on giving. Keep giving from your heart. Any amount. We'll take anything. Moving on. We have a little bit more information for you about, as I'm telling you, we have another video here to show you how families are helped by these donations.
Good evening. We know how difficult this year has been for so many families.
Supporting our local community has always been part of our business model, and we are happy to support neighborhood food pantries with a $1,000 donation.
Thank you, Pam and Tracy. There are more than 62,420 food insecure individuals in DuPage County, half of which do not qualify for government assistance.
Your $1,000 donation will provide 25,641 meals for local families.
Every week, volunteer drivers like me take one of our 5 cargo vans to local grocery stores as part of our food recovery program.
Food at or near its sell-by date is picked up and then frozen or distributed within days of our pantry guests.
The Carroll Stream Rotary Club understands the importance of Neighborhood Food Pantry's mission and offers a $500 donation to help keep your recovery vans on the road.
Thank you, Rotary. Your $500 donation will operate and maintain our vans for 2 weeks, providing much of the fresh and nutritious food that we provide to our local families.
Game update on our fundraising. I've just been informed. Audio problems. This does happen. You can read my audio problems. We're good. So we're back. I lost my audio. It was my fault. I think I kicked it. So Chad, good work getting down there. Our photographer tonight for this event. He got down on his knees. You didn't see him, and he fixed the thing. He fixed our technical difficulty. My bad. Okay, what I was saying while I didn't have audio was I updated everyone on our Tailgate game day score. And where we're at right now is we're at $40,000. So I just got the update. We're at $40,000. Remember, our goal is 60 grand, so we're getting there. I also have information on the Bulls, the 8 Skybox tickets for the Bulls game. It has been won. The bid has been won at $1,200. You got a little bit over 120 bucks a seat. So there you go. Who was our winning bidder? We're not saying. I think the winning bidder is staying anonymous, but $1,200. Thank you for the person who bid on that Bulls Skybox package. Now, our team has more information. We talked about that. What we just heard was another generous donation from Joe Cotton Ford and the Carroll Stream Rotary. Thank you for your support, Joe Cotton Ford and the Carroll Stream Rotary. We always appreciate your support and gifts. It makes a very big difference from people like you, organizations like you, and companies. And I'm told this is coming in. I'm getting this information. It's coming in as I'm talking, so bear with me. I'm told that we have another anonymous donor for $1,500. That's another $1,500. Thank you to the people that gave $5,000. Thank you to the people that gave $2,500. And thank you to this person who anonymously just gave us $1,500 to feed local families. In case you didn't hear me earlier, all of these donations count. For instance, $5 fills a cart like this. 4 carts of this would feed a family for a month. That's 20 bucks. So 20 bucks, feed a family of 5 for a month. Each $1,000 donation will provide more than 25,000 meals for a local family. So if you have it and you want to give $1,000, we're calling out to all the $1,000 donors right now. Please give. We were doing this at the past food pantry HarvestFest events. I've been doing them now for 4 years. You know, we'd be raising the paddle right now. So you're at home in front of your computers, you're on your smartphones, and we're asking you to raise the paddle at home. Raise the paddle. If you've got 1,000 and you want to give 1,000, give it now. 25,000 meals is what that will feed for local families. If you can't give 1,000 or don't feel comfortable giving 1,000 and you want to give $500, this is what $500 will give. It will keep our vans, the vehicles that we transport the food in, it will keep those vans on the road for 2 weeks, providing the fresh and nutritious meals that need to be delivered to the local pantries. Like I said, the pantries are scattered around DuPage. We have one in Carroll Street. We have one in Glendale Heights. We have one in Bloomingdale. We have one all the way in Wayne, and we have one in Warrenville. So, you know, it's not just here. This is ground zero in West Chicago. You got to get food to the people. And so the vans, they cost money to operate and run. $500 donation keeps those vans on the road for 2 weeks, gassed up. We got to keep maintenance on them too. So that's what $500 will do. $500, if that's too much for you and you still want to give, let me tell you what, $250. Well, $250 will do a lot too. We're not at that point of the evening yet, but let me get to this next thing. As you're thinking about giving the 1,000 or the 500, we have more information coming in now. Another video about how we help feed local families. We can roll the video.
Despite DuPage County being one of the wealthiest in Illinois, the poverty levels in some areas reach as high as 23.5%.
In the last year, more than 2,700 local households made more than 24,000 visits to our pantries.
Your $250 donation will feed more than a dozen local families for a month.
Most of the families we support are working families struggling to put food on the table, especially at those times when they're surprised by a large car repair expense, unforeseen medical expenses, or an emergency home repair.
On average, families visit our pantry only 8 times per year.
And those numbers have increased during the pandemic.
We are not their primary source of food, but a stopgap for a family living paycheck to paycheck.
Live during our virtual event, HarvestFest 2020, the tailgate of the year, coming here from 123 Fremont Street in West Chicago. I'm Dave Savini again, your MC for tonight, and I have a big update for you. We are now at $50,000. So 50 grand is what we already raised during our first virtual fundraiser for the neighborhood food pantries of DuPage. Our goal was 60,000. We're 90% of the way there. We've raised 50 grand already. So thank all of you that have been raising the paddle at home and donating out of the kindness of your heart. You've dug deep. We're still asking you to dig a little bit deeper. We're not quite there yet. We're only $10,000 away. So, you know, if you want to give a smaller amount, $250, $100, $50, whatever, please click on the link. Make your donation. We appreciate everybody that's home tonight, sticking through this with us. We know how much you care about neighborhood food pantries, NFP, and I know that you could have been doing a lot of other things tonight. The weather is nice. It's probably the last nice day we have of the entire year. Get ready for the cold. I know tomorrow's supposed to be okay, but the last good weekend. And you chose to come here to this virtual event. I want to tell you, we sold out. We sold out tonight. Over 250 people bought tickets to this virtual event. It's just overwhelming to know that so many people cared to be with us tonight, to be part of the experience of what it is to feel what it's like to give, even though you're sitting at home, to give to families without even having to move from your couch. I mean, you're sitting there, you're clicking on the link, you're making a donation, and it matters. It matters. So we're at $50,000. Do we have any other updates on donations, Heather? Okay, we are going to go to our next video.
Have you ever been so hungry that you can't even think straight? 1 in 6 children in Illinois face hunger, and when kids don't eat, they don't do as well in school.
More and more people are faced with the harsh realities of trying to make ends meet. Even more working 2 or more jobs is not enough.
Just $5 feeds a family of 4 for a week, which means a $100 donation will feed a family of 4 for almost 3 months.
10% of our pantry guests are senior citizens, struggling on fixed incomes, making the heat or eat choice. Do they pay the gas bill or buy groceries?
$100 will feed 20 seniors for more than an entire month.
Families with children 18 and younger receive a gallon of milk when they shop at our pantries through our Milk to My Plate program.
A $50 donation will provide 17 gallons of milk for our pantries.
All right, folks, we're done with our halftime, and we are now into the beginning of our third quarter. We're a little bit pushed back on time because you guys were so generous and you gave so much money that you were lighting up our screens here at the West Chicago Pantry, and we're a little bit behind. So we're trying to count all that money you guys are sending in. All right, we're at $50,000. Our goal is $60,000. I'm going to take you to our next live auction item. We're a little bit behind on that, so we're going to extend that. It was supposed to be from 7:35 to 7:45. We're at 7:38 right now. So Heather, do we want to go to 7:48? Well, we can only do it in 15-minute increments. So I'll let you know when the third auction item is expiring. It's going to expire at 8 o'clock. So I just got updated. It's the Sitka salmon share. So this is going to, you could start bidding on it now, and we're will be taking your bids until 8 p.m. It's a 9-month subscription from April to December 2021. It includes coho, sockeye, kita salmon, halibut, halibut burger, Dungeness crab, link cod, Pacific cod, black cod, and rockfish. The bidding for this starts at $500. So $500 for the Sitka salmon share, 9-month subscription from April to December of 2021. Coho, sockeye, salmon, halibut, halibut burgers, Dungeness crab, Pacific cod, black cod, rockfish. $500, folks. We could use that $500. So I'll keep you updated on who's bidding and where we're at in a few minutes. We're going to move on to our next trivia question here. Who's our trivia winner? The last question. The Hedgehogs won another one. Okay, so the Team Hedgehog has won their second trivia question. They answered Bill Curtis's question correctly, which was, what modern-day item made a cameo in the final season of Game of Thrones? You remember that scene where somebody left a Starbucks coffee cup in the middle of Game of Thrones? I mean, so Hedgehogs, you're on fire tonight. Will you win the next two? Because there will be a tiebreaker if you don't. Salmon is already at $900, folks. The Sitka salmon share, $900. We're almost double what it was going. We started the bid at. So $900. Do I hear 1,000? Someone want to bid 1,000 on the salmon share? Somebody want to bid more than that? We'll take whatever. You bid what you want to bid. You don't have to go $901. You can go whatever. We're just going to use the money to help other people. Now, where are we now? We have a recording to get to. So we don't have, okay, so here's where I'm at. Team Hedgehog is 1-2. And so we'll let you know who wins the next trivia questions. We now want to present our next trivia question and our second Neighborhood Servant Award. So roll the video. Oh, I'm going to read the third trivia question. I guess Bill Curtis wanted a little bit more pay tonight to come back for the third trivia question. Just kidding. He was more than gracious to help out, folks. We just had a little bit of a technical difficulty. Okay. Which U.S. capital cities have rhyming names? Think about it. Which U.S. capital cities have names that rhyme? There's 2 of them. Think about it. I'll give you the answer in a little bit. Okay. Do we have up on our screen our next auction item, the Orlando, Florida vacation? Let's put it up there. Guy up back, you can get the Orlando auction item up. I'm going to start telling people about it at home. As you know, we have the salmon share. Are we still at 1,000 on that now? We're at 1,050 on the salmon share. Do I hear 1,100? Raise a paddle, raise a hand. Do I hear 1,100 for the salmon share? We have the auction item up now, back in our control room for the Orlando, Florida. We do. Okay, so you're seeing this as I'm seeing it, folks. This is our final auction item. It will also end at the same time as the salmon share. So if you're bidding on both, keep checking on both, okay? I'll update you if the salmon share has increased over the 1,050, right? We're at 1,050? 1,100. So we're at 1,100 now on the salmon share. So before I get back to the live auction item of the Orlando, Florida, we're going to go to our next Servant Award. Let's roll video.
Our second Neighborhood Servant Award is presented tonight to Dave and Mary Wentz. Dave and Mary are generous supporters of our pantries, also sharing generously of their time, talent, and treasure. Dave was a board member from 2013 through 2019, and he was a founding member of our Nutritious Foods Committee, which is responsible for increasing the percentage of nutritious food we distribute to local families. Dave and Mary's generosity extends also to volunteering at our pantry in West Chicago, participating as a family in our annual 5K, and hosting multiple tables at HarvestFest. when we gather together in person. The dedication they have shown to serving the needs of others for so many years exemplify the heart of a neighborhood servant.
All right, we're going to go to, while we're taking the bids, we're going to go, I'm going to give you the answer. I'm going to tell you who won the last trivia question, which I'm going to read you the answer first. I'll read you the answer first. The answer to which capital cities, which U.S. capital cities, both have rhyming names are Austin and Boston. Austin and Boston. And Hedgehogs, Team Hedgehogs, guess what? You got some competition in the fourth quarter here. You gotta pull one out here, or you're going to be battling a tiebreaker with Wilson's Warriors. Wilson Warriors won that trivia question. All right, Wilson Warriors, way to go. Austin, Boston. We have one more trivia question for you, and we're going to go to that next. This is a different person who's going to be reading this trivia question. This is my CBS 2 colleague, our former sports anchor, who is now our morning news anchor. He's a great guy, and he couldn't wait to help us tonight. Let me introduce you to morning anchor from CBS News, Ryan Baker. Roll the video, Kyle.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ryan Baker at CBS 2 Chicago, currently the morning news and midday anchor and washed-up sportscaster. Thank you to everyone for all of your support for the neighborhood food pantries of DuPage. So here's the question. Just about every NFL franchise has moved around to a new city and changed its name, but there is one that has been able to retain the same location and name, earning the distinction as the NFL's oldest existing franchise. So, which one is it?
Welcome back, everyone. We're hanging in there. We're at the closing minutes. The 2-minute warning is about to be coming up here in the fourth quarter of our first ever HarvestFest 2020 tailgate extraordinaire here, extravaganza, live from the West Chicago location of the neighborhood food pantries of DuPage. Again, you know, being here makes you really think about how many people are in need and how important it is that the work here is done and they have the support, the financial support that you're giving them here tonight. I can't say enough about the generosity we've seen. We've got 2 live auction items that are still competing. We have the salmon share, which is, let me get an update on the total on the salmon. We're at $1,200 on the salmon share. Anybody want to go $1,300 on that? And where are we on the Orlando, Florida trip? We're at $1,750 on the Orlando trip. The Fountains Resort in Orlando, Florida, 2 to 3 bedrooms, 7 days, 6 nights, 2 to 3 bedrooms. Nice, bit of a nice family. You can get a family of 5 in there easily, maybe some more. And your minutes from the theme park. We're at $1,750. How about someone gets closer to $2,000 on that one? Huh? Let's get to $2,000. We're right at our goal. Do we have an update on our goal, everybody? Where are we? And you could still give to the funded cause. That's still going. That's ongoing, folks. I know we were at over 50,000 a few minutes ago, and I think we're, with these 2 bids here, we're getting really close to that 60,000 mark. I think we're right around 53,000 right now with those bids on the table. Let me thank some people while we have you here. We still have another couple of minutes before the live auction ends, and I'll update you if there's been any giant increment increases in those auctions. We want to thank some people. We want to thank our tailgate hosts that made this all happen. I'm going to read off some names, everyone. So bear with me. McNeese and Associates for hosting the Carroll Stream Rotary. Sue Hallen and Ruth Welding, thank you. Joe Cotton Ford, thank you for your donations. Cartwright family, the Cartwright family. Colin Tony family, the Colin Tony family. D. Ramos family, thank you to the D. Ramos family. Debbie Marsico. Kate Monteleone, Carol Platt, Lee, and Ellen Prosch. I want to thank the Zygmunt family. I want to thank everybody that comes here on a daily basis to volunteer their time. The names I might not have read, the people you may not have met tonight. I came out here the other day and I saw people filling carts, loading skids, loading vans, doing just great work for people. 2 minutes on the live auction, and where are we at on the live auction numbers? Are we still at 1,200 on the Sitka salmon share and 1,750 on the Orlando, Florida? We're at 57,000, folks. Let me have that. Let me have that, Heather. Give me that right now. Let me have that, folks. 57,000 is where we are. 57,000. Can we get $3 more thousand? Our goal is 60. We need 3 more thousand. Buy the trip to Orlando. Just buy it. Throw the 3,000 in. Get us to our goal of 60,000. This is if we get to 60,000. I mean, we're already happy where we are, but 60,000 was our goal, and we want to win this. We came here to play. We want to win. Somebody dig down a little bit deeper. I know somebody out there has the cash. Get us to that $60,000 mark. How much time do we have left before the auction ends? 1 minute. Do I have to count? Let me get my timer here. I'm going to the official time clock, my iPhone. Okay. We're at 8 o'clock. Live auction is over. Who is our winner? Do we have a winner? Do we have a number? So we know we sold them. We know we sold the trip at or above $1,750. We will let you know if you won. And we know that we sold the salmon share for $1,200. $1,200 we believe. So this is the time of the evening where the game is over. And if you still want to give, you can. Just because we're going away, we are not stopping or shutting down the ability on our website to accept your donations. I have a note here for our Wilson Warriors. The 4th question was correct, but Hedgehog won the contest. Was it a tie? And they won we had a tiebreaker, and the Hedgehogs won the tiebreaker. Did we pick it out of a hat? Heather, did we pick it out of the hat? How do we come to the conclusion that the Hedgehogs won the tie? I need this. This is important information.
The Hedgehogs were the second to get the answer in right, so they still had the most points. They had 18 points.
Okay, so it was a point system, folks, and the Hedgehogs, 2 first and 2 seconds. So Hedgehogs, great work. You obviously prepared for tonight. You were ready for the trivia. Wilson Warriors, you gave it your best, and we thank you for participating. Do we want to come in here? Do the people want to? I'm going to get my mask. Let me find my mask. I want to end the evening here with our group. We're getting together now. Come on over here. So, Heather Cash, thank you for all your hard work. And why don't you introduce some people here? Heather?
Hi, we have Lisa Pucklick. Lisa Pucklick is our operations director.
You gotta slide more towards me. Everybody slide more towards me.
All right.
Come on, keep coming down.
We have Lisa. We have my husband, Jay, who's been helping with the trivia all night. We've got Dave's wife, Shannon, who has been feeding information on the live auction. We've got Chad behind the camera.
Way to go, Chad.
And his wife, Melanie.
All right. See, it takes a team. It takes a team. And we're going to see you back here next year. Maybe it won't be virtual. Maybe it'll be in person. But we want to thank you all on behalf of everyone who made this happen tonight, this first ever virtual Harvest Fest event. Thank everyone here. Thank everyone at home. Thank you for your donations. We're really close to 60,000. I think we're going to get there. Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for feeding local families.
Thank you.
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 Thank you.